I have my left foot now. And a 1, 2, switch, step, and down. Cool. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Tyler Teaches, where I teach you some of my favorite tricks and steps. First off, I want to apologize for not posting anything last week. I felt as though there are more important things going on in the world, and I wanted to take that time to educate myself on those current matters and really reflect on everything. You know, I've gotten a lot of requests over the past couple of weeks to do soft shoe tricks and movements and whatnot. So we're gonna dive into that today and do one of my favorite tricks called the spin or toe pick, Petrenko. There's been a lot of names for this move. Comment below what you call this trick. For the sake of just universal coverage, let's just call this the spin. There's a lot of different ways we can do this. There's a lot of stuff we can do while we're in the air, be it heel clicks, switching feet, not switching feet, you name it. There's a lot that can be done with this trick. But today we're just gonna go over the basics of it. How do you do the spin? How do you not fall out of it? What's the trick to it? There is a significant trick to this jump, and I want to show you that today. But before we go through any of it, be sure you subscribe to this channel. The little red square that says subscribe, hit that, and then hit the little bell, because that'll also tell you when these videos drop. I like to keep it on a very constant schedule, but sometimes, you know, they're not on schedule. Let's get into this video. Alright, so we got limited space here at my home studio, but in particular what we are focusing on today is, and I hope I don't hit my head on this here, is we're just doing, let's do off the left foot. And 1, 2, switch, step, spin, and down. That's all we're doing today. Just the basic spin. And you can do it either way. This is kind of my favorite way to practice it. My favorite combination to go into the jump is you can go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, spin down. There's a million different ways, but for just the sake of it, we're gonna do a switch step into the lift. All right, so we're gonna go hop, step, in, switch, step, spin, and down. All right, let's try that. Here we go. I swap back. I'll do a left foot spin for you guys. Be sure to practice either foot. We all know about that. For the sake of this, I'm gonna start on my right foot. I'm gonna go hop, step, in, switch, step, and I'm gonna go into that spin. All right, and talk about everything that goes into it. Okay. Now, footwork aside, like there's a word I'd like to use. Anticipation, big one. The word of the day. Anticipation. You want to anticipate this spin. If you jump into it at the last second, you don't build momentum, another big word, and then the spin really goes nowhere. You don't have the energy to rotate. So a lot of you out there, if you're not getting the full spin around, that's part of it. You're not anticipating it enough, and you're not building enough momentum, enough energy to get your rotation all the way. Let's try that. Hop, step, in, switch, step. So I'm purposely lifting this in back to prepare, to anticipate this jump. Okay? The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a nice sly quarter turn. Ready? Hop, 1, 2, switch, step. And see how I just started rotating? I just started rotating off the foot. We're not gonna like slide. This isn't the type of spin we're doing. But I'm moving my energy that way instead of that way. So yeah. So we want those two things. We want that little lift that starts the jump, because we're jumping off our front foot. All right, be it your left foot or right foot. And 1, 2, switch, step, and we're jumping off that foot. So we want to prep that, okay, with that lift beforehand. And then we want to make the shape. I'm going to be saying this a lot during a lot of these jumps. You want to make a specific shape in the air. This one is very simple. We're just making a 2 feet down, almost like a pencil-like jump. And a 1, 2, switch, step, bum, bum, bum. All right? So you want to make that shape, and you want to hold that as long as possible. Some people talk about, like, how can I get a more held jump, or a held leap, or a held this and that? It comes from making that shape as quick as possible. There really isn't too much of a difference between like somebody who has great jump and decent jump. But if somebody's holding that position from the minute they leave the floor until the very end versus somebody who takes forever to make that shape, you see the difference. You say one person is definitely doing a bigger hang, leap, or jump, or this or that. So you want to make that shape as soon as this front foot leaves the ground. You want to make that shape. Okay, you don't want to hang out with your legs separated too long. All right. We've all watched Olympic ice skaters. We've seen the type of jumps. We've all seen that. So I want you to imagine that. I want you to watch, if not watch, look up on YouTube, find something else. You know, find it. You'll see that they're like as tight as possible, pulled up, nothing out here. In fact, they start here and bring themselves here. And that helps the physics side of it, helps you rotate and spin at a faster rate. So not only will making the shape give a better look to the spin, but you're also gonna rotate a whole lot more, all right? So we're talking about a whole lot of stuff. Let's actually do it, okay? Let's add all these ideas and concepts, all right? So hop 1, 2, switch, step. We're here, and we're gonna pick up into our jump, okay? As soon as you leave the floor, we're gonna make that shape, that bing, that pencil in the air. Let's just call it a pencil. Make the pencil. 2, 3, and 1, 2, switch, step, pencil, and down, all right? And I'm gonna purposely, again, land a little bit shy of a full rotation, okay? Because there will be that extra little slide, that extra bit of momentum. If you spin nice and sharp, you're gonna wanna keep going this way. If I were to land directly to the front, momentum would make me go this way, and I'd over-rotate. So that's another common thing I see. People going into their spins and landing here and still rotating. So you want to, again, anticipate that. Effectively, when you really think about it, we're launching here and we're landing here to then follow through. We're only really spinning like a 180. We're turning a 360 effectively into a 180. And the first quarter is, with the first quarter being the prep, and the ending quarter of it being the follow through. So prep, spin, follow through, okay? And really that's possible even if you don't jump too high. 2, switch, step, spin, and down. It doesn't take too much, okay? Now again, you gotta bring the repetition into this. You need to practice this a lot, okay? Irish dancing, we don't spot necessarily like the other dance forms. Everything's pretty stiff on the upper body. We don't, check the spins before we go, which is okay. It just makes these types of spins a lot harder. Okay, so there's a lot of repetition and muscle memory that goes into this and being able to do this effectively without necessarily thinking about 50 different things, okay? So every time you're practicing this, try to focus in on one thing. So like, for instance, if I'm gonna do this run, I'm gonna focus on that opening quarter turn jump part. I'm going to focus on that launch. So, and 1, 2, switch, step. Cool. My landing was a little rough. So now I'm going to focus on that. 1, 2, switch, step, and down. I'm going to really focus in on that. Focus on something each time, and eventually things will start to become way more automatic. Once you get it on, so I've been practicing the left foot version effectively now. I'm going to practice the right foot. So I have my left foot now. And a 1, 2, switch, step, and down. And you can do this if you have more space. You can do this across the room. And a 1, 2, switch, step, spin, and down. And a 1, 2, switch, step, spin, and down. Just keep doing them. That's effectively the spin. There's a lot more we can go into. There's a way to get more clicks out of this. You can flex the feet and swap the feet over, do all this extra stuff. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see all of that. And write down below which one in particular. But yeah, that's basically the spin. I've seen a lot of people having trouble with this particular jump, and my best advice is keeping it simple, all right? Know the technique of it, know that you're really not spinning as much as you think. You're creating the visual of it, of a full spin, but really you're prepping the first quarter, spinning only half really, maybe more, a little bit more, and then following through on the final quarter. That technique and that repetition and that efficiency, if you just focus in on that stuff, it really is a lot more simple than you think. It's when we overthink and we think about too much stuff, it's not going to happen, all right? So the technique of the mechanics of it, knowing we have to make the shape, that pencil in the air, helps with the rotation. We're still rotating half a spin, a 180, okay? We still have to do that, all right? And what makes it a lot easier is the prep and then making that shape. If you take forever to bring your legs together, it's just the trick won't work out well for you. All right, so really making that shape. So yeah, practicing right foot, practicing the left foot. If you need more practice with the footwork itself, practice it without the spin. And I'll 1, 2, switch, step, spin. Just practicing that really helps ingrain, this is what my feet does. All right, and then add in the spin, slowly. Okay, none of this needs to be mastered today. All right, practice, practice, practice. All right, so yeah, that's the spin. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you like this content, want to see more of it, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know what you want to see next. We're doing soft shoe stuff now. Let me know what tricks you want to see, and I'll see you in the next one. But until then, I will catch you later. Whew.